live anytime.
I think we are.
Test, test, test. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're live. Christian, can you confirm?
I am waiting for the stream to catch up in just a moment.
Test, test,
Yep,
test.
I hear
There
it.
we go. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We are having some major technical difficulties, but here's your starting lineup as we're gridding around. Welcome to the All-American Cup Series on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the front row, on the inside, we got the 36, Curtis White to his outside, the 9, Casey Carrington, row number 2 on the inside, going to the 3. Justin Thompson on his outside, the 29, Randy Armour? I have no clue. Anyways, green flag in the air. Christian, take us green.
We're live. Sorry about all the delays, folks. Coming down the front stretch for the first time, side by side, heading into one. This is a bumpy version of Daytona. We are on the old version, the old asphalt, the old anti-safety measures. With some green flag racing heading into the backstretch.
And as we're on the backstretch here, folks, once again, we had some major technical issues. I've been chasing all kinds of problems, but I think we're finally good as we're still clean and green out front right now. Stephen Miles in the 1 car is your race leader. Or no, he's not. My scoring is wrong. I don't know who the race leader is.
And it's Curtis White in the 36 is leading the race curve. We will get those scoring issues fixed out, though, as best we can.
Yeah, we had to do a total reinstall here, so we're having all kinds of problems. So we're getting things lined out. Christian, what have you learned so far about this new series we're broadcasting?
So I was reading through the note that we have here in the production truck. So, Justin Thomas, he's the most recent Daytona winner. I mean, we also got to keep an eye out for the 11th Matthew Weeks and the 6th of Mike Husby. They are all previous Daytona winners. Tonight, they are using the 2003 13.5 gallons of fuel. So there may be some green flag stops tonight if we can keep it clean. And we're going around 32 laps of fuel. 3 green, white checker attempts at the end. Lucky Dog is on, waving around, all on. No fast repairs tonight. If you junk it, you're done. This is okay. Keep in mind on the scoring column, you might see the R there. Those are the rookies of the series. This has 60 plus rookies this season. Of course, there's only 43 people in this race, so a lot of people did not make this race.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
It looks pretty impressive so far, and they're finally junking it in the back. We got one over. Caution's going to be coming out. We got a big pile up here, folks. Give me one moment, trying to adjust some audio levels here. We got plenty of time, though, as the caution is out. First time of the season, caution is out for. Let's see who wrecked here. 1 second. Looks like James Silver's involved in the accident here. Let's see what happened. There's the 17 of Silver's on the high side. Nowhere to go. The 66 and the 69 get together, and the 66 goes for a ride, almost flips it. And boy, I'm pretty sure there's no fast repairs here, Christian. Is that correct?
I was just about to say, I just got out of my mouth before they wrecked it that there are no fast repairs. So if these cars, they're going to pull into the pits, and there's a good chance their spotter might be saying, that's it, you're done.
Absolutely. Man, how many cars do we have started out here right now, Christian?
43 cars took the green flag, and I bet we're already going to have some out.
Yeah, it's hard looking through scoring because scoring's actually showing all, 60-something cars in the session for me. So when I scroll down, once I go past 43, I see the people not in the session. But, boy, this is crazy. I've never seen this many cars out here on the track at once in iRacing. Christian, have you?
Only once or twice myself in a different league. But this is insane because there's actually... Right now, as we're watching this race, this is the main race. There's a consolation race of all the people that didn't make the race. Only 63 can join the session. So also there's the people that didn't even make it into the session racing in another race right now.
So there's a side session going on is what you're saying. There's another race happening right now that we're not seeing.
There is another race happening right now we ain't seeing from the people that were just not fast enough to make this race tonight.
Boy, you know, this is crazy. And unfortunately, folks, we had a whole pre-show planned out for you, and we were going to do a better introduction here to Hutchinson Motorsports TV because, folks, this is your first time ever on our platform. We had big plans, but unfortunately, I had some major PC hardware issues. Working on an upgrade, had some problems. It's been hours on this, and thankfully, we were able to get it green by the start. But up front, how about that 40 car Connor LaFrance? Throwback to my favorite old NASCAR driver, Sterling Marlin. Look at that beautiful number 40 machine.
That is one beautiful car. Let me see if the car that I had an eye on during practice made it into the race. He did. I am a big fan of that 90 car of, Kyle Hall.
Where's he running? Right here he is. Let's take a look here at the 90 car. Kyle Hall got the good wrench 90 machine.
That is a Kevin Harvick throwback if I ever saw one. He has the Tasmanian Devil on that car. Big fan.
Absolutely. And you know, folks, if you just tuned in, this is a new series here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We didn't have much time to get things going, and we just finalized an agreement. I believe it was yesterday, actually. So kind of tough to get things together, but we were finally able to get it rolling. But we're under caution. These are going to be the Gen 4 cars. We got, what, is it a 10 race season, I believe, Christian?
11, if I'm not mistaken.
11 races. So 11 races here. Let's try to pull up the schedule for you. Not sure if I'll be able to get it on my overlay or not, but maybe throughout the race. But folks, we got 100 laps here tonight. Normally, I've got better looking shaders here for the stream, but unfortunately, we're using the default iRacing stuff right now. Didn't have time to add it on. But looking through the field, Christian, if you're out here with 43 cars around you and no fast repairs, what's your plan? Are you going to try to get to the front, or are you just going to hang in the back, try to avoid some accidents?
Let me just lead into, I ran into it was Gears Racing League, but the first time this season, there was 40 cars on the track. I did my best to stay out of trouble. You want to go to the front, you want to be in position, but you got to keep it clean because the people around you, especially, we have so many rookies in this race. I look down the list and everyone, just about everyone has that R-neck to them. You've never raced with these people before. You do not know who to trust, who you can draft. You got to stay clean. It's a long race, 100 laps, and right now you're only 6 laps in. There's no reason to be pushing that machine to its limit.
Absolutely, and I just pulled up on the screen, Christian, you can't see it, but I got the Season 9 schedule here for the All-American Cup Series. Tonight we're here at 2008 Daytona. Next week we're going to be over at Fontana. Going to be a good one there, and folks, we're going to finish the year out. How about that Darlington as your championship race? Christian, what do you think about finishing the year at Darlington?
You know, Darlington is, mine. You'll hear from Bump and Run, Jesse Becker, a little bit later on in the broadcast, but that is our home track. That is a fantastic facility. I think NASCAR itself should take note from All-American Cup Series here tonight and make Darlington a championship race.
Absolutely, and folks, you're going to see some issues with the overlay again due to our recent upgrade, but I'm working on it. Looks like things are ready to go. Normally we have a beautiful side-by-side view. Pretty sure it's going to be messed up. Let me double check it real quick. We're not going to be showing that today. Normally the graphics are on point here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, but I had to start from scratch. Had a total reinstall of Windows that I literally finished about 5 minutes before the race. But it looks like the field is set here. Are we doing single file restarts here, Christian?
Yes, so the rules state there will be single file restarts for here at Daytona and Talladega. As the green flag waves, I'm going to go ahead and tell the rules. So we're going to do green flag, restarts on the leader as soon as the pace car turns in for Daytona and Talladega. So y'all keep an eye on that throughout the race.
Absolutely, and it's interesting to see, I haven't seen the restart probably in about 20 years, and here we are watching it today live. Gonna be a sight to see here with the All-American Cup Series. What a way we're starting to see that they're starting to find that second line on the inside.
One thing I'm seeing is that Christian Angel out to the lead in that top line. But if you keep your eye down the pack a little bit, there is a bottom line forming, and it is a long train coming for your race leader.
Here comes the 40 car, Connor LaFrance, and the Sterling Marlin throwback getting a push by the 29. Does the 9 get loose? Come back up the track. Oh, I think we got a big pileup. We got some junk race cars. Caution is out. Nowhere to go, and the 21 just ARCA braked them. Oh, my.
That 21 was all gas, no brake.
My, oh my. Let's see what happened in the replay. And you see the graphics there a little messed up, but it is what it is. So let's see what happened. Let's try to find a little better view. You know what? Let's hop on board with the 21 car. See what he sees out his front windshield if I can find him. Let's see. Where is that number 21 machine? Here he is. Christopher Murphy. Let's hop on board here in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV cockpit view. Christopher Murphy out of Washington. He lifts immediately, goes down to the bottom. Not really done anything wrong yet. It looks like it's cleared up, so he gets back on the gas. What's going on here? Well, I don't know. Who knows? SDK did not want to show that replay, so let's try to find a different angle here. Looks like 89 gets bumped here. Oh yeah, big junk in the back. Looks like the 85 involved. Let's rewind it again. Again, with so many cars out on the track, it's kind of hard to find a replay view. Here we go. We'll stay on view here. Go to the Hutchinson Motorsports. Right in front of me. Shake up the 66 gets loose. Nowhere to go. 85 into the back. Down into the 17. That's about it. So, Christian, what did you see there? Just hard racing?
Hard racing, you know, people beating and banging. Like I mentioned before, not really used to racing around each other. This league has had quite a bit of a hiatus, a couple months off, so they're going to have to get used to being side by side anymore. But Blake, while they're getting this caution stretched out, do we have any Hutchinson Motorsports tunes to play for the audience?
Absolutely. Let's get the patented Hutchinson Motorsports tunes playing because, folks, if you're new here, this is what you're going to love about Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We got the best tunes in the business. Here's one of my favorites. and gentlemen, we are back from break here. Caution number 2 wrapping up here, heading into lap number 11 of the All-American Cup Series. And folks, don't count these guys out. These are some great racers, but it's tough to race when you got 43 cars out there at Daytona side by side. You're gonna have some incidents.
Well, one thing I can say, we started with 43 cars. I am panning down pit road myself. We have a lot of tore-up race cars that are out of this race.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of the good thing about these big races. Eventually it weeds down to just, you know, a couple dozen, and then it cleans up pretty quick. And it looks like right now we got 24 cars out on the track. A couple more in the pits might be able to get back out there. So we've already lost about half of these guys. So looking through the field here, trying to find out who some of the favorites might be. I'm checking out some I-rating differences here. We got how about Stephen Miles with a 55.77 I-rating. Don't count that guy out in that one car. Stephen Miles, he's got some major talent out of Fontana, Louisiana.
Let's just take a look right now where we're at in the field.
And looking through the field here right now, your race leader looking like it is still Christian Rowdy out in the 75 car. That's a good looking car there, Christian. What do you think about that?
That is one beautiful machine. You know, I'm looking through the field myself. I got to give this league some credit. They have some wonderful paint booths out here tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the one in second there. That's something unique. I've never really seen anything like that. It's always nice to see new paint schemes, and then we got some throwbacks, some old school ones, a little bit of everything out in the field tonight.
Yeah, I've seen Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick. I've seen all kinds of old schemes. I think there's like a few Kevin Harvick fans out here in this field as the pace car goes out. Blake's takes.
Right field is set, single file restart, green flag in the air. The All-American Cup Series back underway, heading into lap number 12 into turn 1. Your race leader still Christian Rowdy as a bottom lane starts the form.
Cars going down to the bottom, seeing what they can do. Their leaders kind of have a 4-car breakaway, but that's not going to last long. The draft is going to catch up with them as that 63 car is kind of pulling up, making a train with that Valvoline car as your bottom line leader.
Absolutely heading around the track here. Looks like we're back up to 35 cars out on the track. We had a bunch of guys off of pit road make it out there. And how about this 92 missing his front bumper? But he's back out here rolling under green.
He's rolling, but he ain't going to be rolling very fast.
I tell you what, that 92, it's a good-looking throwback to the Valvoline car, but he is slow and he is junk. Daniel Giro down into the back. But we jumping back up front here. Christian Rowdy still the race leader, trying to hold off Mark Whitley in the second spot and hard charging in the third. It's the 91 of Dylan Rosenberg. Jumping up, Christian, what are you seeing in the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp with our eyes in the sky?
I'm seeing the field kind of divided into 3 little packs here, but this lead pack is what we're going to need to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and turn the blimp's attention to the 3-car of Justin Thompson. He's kind of back there in like a 2-car tandem deal, almost toward the back. But that's the guy I want to keep an eye on for the rest of this race. He won this last year. So I have a feeling he's going to be hungry to double down.
Absolutely. You know, he's still in that main draft, it looks like, just barely. But that 3-car that they are on throwback, keeping his hat in the game here as he's trying to hang on to this back of the pack.
Yeah, he's trying to have a better turnout than, unfortunately, his paint scheme did.
Yeah, you know, back in 2001, that paint scheme didn't do very well here at Daytona. But meanwhile, the 75 Christian Rowdy out front putting on a clinic. He continues to lead this race.
That 91 car still leading the bottom line, trying to get some help, but the 08 car just won't get up to him. I don't know if the 08 is afraid of bump drafting or if he's just not confident with that 91, but they're never going to go anywhere unless they start working better together.
Well, Christian, as you can tell here on the stream, Jackson Van Pelt, he has no sponsor. They came here on their own dime at Daytona. They qualified for the race. I was talking to Jackson earlier. He did not expect to make the race. He said his car is kind of slow, it's kind of junk, but here he is running in the top 10 right now at Daytona.
I think he's got his seat set up right where he can see over the hood to be able to even get near that 91. Where is he going? He's trying to turn himself on the 23.
Well, he's not sponsored, so he's racing for everything right now. He needs that payout as the 23 in the Stacker 8 car give him a push up to that number of 29.
That's hopefully going to give the bottom line some momentum. That 63, and now the bottom can get up to that 91 car. But I think that bottom line is just going to jump, get it single file.
And here comes the bottom line, the 63 car. Well, he's in the 23, but he's got the 63 pin. So who knows what he is. We're probably going to call him a little bit of both, but he's trying to get that bottom line rolling as the 08.
I think right now these cars just need to sacrifice that bottom line. We're only 16 laps into this 100-lap race. Sacrifice that bottom line. Just keep your car safe. You don't want to be switching lanes right now. Switching lanes is how you get turned.
Yeah, well, you know, one thing I've noticed, that high lane just seems to have the momentum. You know, this is our first Super Speedway broadcast of these Gen 4 remade cars here, Christian. What are you seeing so far?
I'm just seeing like a lack of bump drafting. That's kind of weird for me as a Gen 7 boy myself, but I know one thing, you can't push. We did one short race and not push very hard. You will lift the rear tires of the car in front of you off the ground if you try.
Yeah, you know, it kind of brings me back to the old ARCA car. It's not as bad, you know, you can push in these cars, but not very hard. As the old ARCA cars, you used to absolutely lift the rear end up as soon as you touch the car in front of you. So it's kind of a 50-50 between that and what we're used to. So you can't really bump draft, and you might see some tandem drafts, but all you can do is get up there as close as you can, give them a big push.
It's all about managing your speed as you're coming up to the push. If you're about matching speed and you just ease up on them, you'll be fine. But if you go any bit faster than that, you're gonna give that car in front of you a wild ride.
Absolutely, and folks, if you're new here, you're gonna learn about a little something we do here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Battle for Last, folks. We got some unique rules here for the Battle for Last. If you're in a wreck, you're not counted for it. It's all about the cleanest car that's out there driving the hardest, and he is just slow. And ladies and gentlemen, right now out of Concord, North Carolina, Walker McConaughey in that 13 car is in the Hutchinson Motorsports Battle for Last position.
It's a noble honor, I might add.
Absolutely. Let's hop on board. Christian, what do you see out of that 13 car that makes him run dead last here in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Battle for Last?
You see that space? He has the entire state of Missouri between him and that car in front of him. So he needs to get up on that car, and he might help that 4-car breakaway get some speed. All those cars are spaced out. They all want to be in the Hutchinson Motorsport TV's Battle for Last.
Meanwhile, we drop back a little bit. This guy, I believe he was involved in a wreck earlier, that 21 car. He's got some major damage on the front end. He's trying to keep this thing rolling, but he is way off pace. And then behind him, we got the 92, missing his whole front bumper, Daniel Garreau. He is jumped here out of Bozeman, Montana.
You think he knows you can't race an open wheel modified with these Gen 4 Cup cars at Daytona?
I'm not sure he knows it, but I do know right now Jacob Thornton, rookie here in the 66 car, just put down the fastest lap of the session, a 46.13. Can Thornton work himself up to the front?
He's got a lot of room to go, but don't get in a hurry. We still got 80 to go.
Long way to go, and folks, one thing I've noticed in these cars, this isn't like your today's super speedway racing. You can't just get up there and pass through the field. It's kind of like old school back in the day when the best car won, and you've noticed our race leaders have kind of been the same guys all night long so far.
Can't get that bottom line organized at all. You gotta have some people that know what they're doing, working together, getting teammates down there. That's when you can really take off with these cars.
Absolutely. We got a lap car coming up. It's that missing front bumper. Let's see if he gets out of the way or if he junks the field as your race leader, Christian Rowdy, heading towards him.
He does the smart thing, gets below that yellow line. Thank God, because we were coming too wide at him. All gas.
As we're on the right front suspension cam of the 23, Ryan Tiller giving up a push to the 18. Can Tiller work himself up to the front as he's rolling in the 10th spot?
I think patience is going to be a virtue right there behind that 18 car. Dick, where you are, I mean, if you get a spot in that bottom line, he does have one below him right now, but they are still some laps.
Absolutely, and you know, folks, let me pull up something for you. I just realized. Hang on here. Where is it at? Give me a moment. Hey, how about that? In the top 10, we've got 8 Chevys. There's 1 Ford in 3rd and 1 in 9th. So it is a Chevy-heavy field up front so far.
Get down the field. This is the entire field, not just the front, but the entire field is heavy on Chevys.
And we've probably got some Hendrick Motor fangirls out here rolling into Chevy right now.
Oh, don't get me started on those fangirls now. Jeez.
That's something about these boys. They love their Chevy cars. And folks, you're going to see on the ticker there, we're going down all the way to 60th position, which that's counting all the guys that didn't make the race. So out front, it's still, looks like Mark Whitley going to take over the race lead for now. How about that? Here comes the 77. Meanwhile, the 08 Jackson Van Pelt. How about that? The unsponsored car. He's getting some TV time. New race leader out front, the 08 Jackson Van Pelt.
I think that 21 was a lap car. We got junk in the back. 64 goes around. Caution is out.
Yeah, a bunch of cars involved. Let's find out what happened here. Looks like there's someone involved here. Let's look through our log and see if I can find what happened. Not seeing it, so we're just going to manually rewind here, folks. All right, here we go. Let's jump over to the Hutchinson Motorsports Chopper Cam. Best chopper game in the business here. Hutchinson Motorsports. 38. Getting a big run here as they're 4 wide and the 18 gets into the wall. Tries to come down and then the 64 just smokes him. My, what was that? Let's see that again. So here it is, Christian. What are you seeing? We're going to play it live.
Play it live. We can focus on the 64 car. 64 just refuses to check up. And he gets into that 38 car. That 07 car has nowhere to go and takes that 64 car around saying, pay attention, loser. I'm spinning you out.
You know what I'm seeing here? It looks like the car in front of him, I believe that's the 69. I can't tell from here, but it looks like he starts to check up, and the 38 does as well. And then nowhere for the 64 to go. Just smokes him.
It all started from that 21 car. I believe I can't be for certain, but I believe he was off the pace, and he caused the entire field, especially the bottom line, to check up. So I think that might have been the problem.
Let's take a look here. Here's the 21 car, your lap car. Let's go over to the Hutchinson Motorsports drone cam. Folks, this is the best drone cam in the business, not gonna lie. But here it is. He's a lap car down there battling. Yeah, he definitely squeezed him. You see here, look how high up he is. He got a whole lane below him. He gets past there. Big run. Could have went down there, but I guess he didn't want to throw a block. Yeah, the 18 just kind of stuffed it. Scared the field.
The 89 car was trying to let him in.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't see the 21 do anything wrong. That was a little sketchy situation, but really nothing better he could have done there. I think it just happened behind him. Everybody started to check up. But we're going back live here. Your race leader now, the 77, Mark Whitley, and here they come heading down pit road. The whole field mostly, it looks like. Boy, how about that? Nobody's staying out there, it appears. Here we go. First cars to stay out, Elijah. No, he's coming down too. The whole field coming down. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a battle off of pit road here. Let's see. Well, there's really no good pit angle here, folks. Look, every single one of them behind the pit box. So just got to sit here, see what happens as they race off of pit road. Looks like Connor LaFrance in the 40 car going to take over the race lead.
And that Sterling Marlin paint scheme, he's going to be out front.
Yeah, new leader, folks. I said it earlier, Sterling Marlin, he was always my favorite NASCAR driver, so not to be biased up here in the booth, but I'm rooting for that number 44, Connor LaFrance. Christian, you have a favorite to win this race so far?
I have been keeping an eye out on, let me take a look. I've been keeping an eye out on that 75 car. We mentioned it before. You know, Christian Rowdy Angel in that 75 car. He came out of the pits. It looks like he's being scored 7th. I want to keep an eye on him. He's led most of this race. I think he's going to be the one we watch.
Hey, you never know. We still got a long way to go, folks. And how about, you know what? Let's do a little something. Let's pull our race leader, Connor LaFrance, up here in the booth. See what he's got to say. Connor, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Hey, you're leading this race. You've had a good one so far out front. What's the plan?
I'm gonna try to keep track position here and not do nothing erratic, but try to stay up in the top 5, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely a good plan. Now, going in, did you have much tire wear heading in for your first stop?
No, I'm feeling pretty good. I didn't take no tires.
Okay, we figured. Christian, what are you seeing so far out of this 40 car Conor LaFrance?
I just want to give a shout out to the paint scheme. Big fan of that
Thank
Sterling
you.
Marlin Silver Bullet. But good luck out there. Keep it clean. Still got a long way to go. You know, only lap 26. Keep your head down. You might can win this thing in the end.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Best of luck, Conor. We're going to send you back down to your team. So there's your race leader, Conor LaFrance, in the 40 car. He is out front. You heard it from him. He's planning on taking the track position, and that is a great plan because holding the track position not only lets you be the leader, but it keeps you out of harm's way for the most part. You know, we only have a few cars to worry about wrecking you. It is much better than being in the middle of the field and being involved in just about every incident.
Looking at the chat, Harpoon Design in the chat. He says he's rooting on his drivers in the 77 and the 75.
How about that? Big shout out, Christian. Keep an eye on that chat for all our great fans here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We got a bunch of them tuned in here tonight. We appreciate you folks coming out again. We've been working on some technical difficulties. Thankfully, we at least got the basics down. We're able to get the stream going. But don't worry, next week we're going to have much better graphics for you and get more of a pre-race show and all that good stuff. So in the meantime, be sure click the like button on the video. It really helps us out. Subscribe to the page if you haven't, folks. We're going to be here every single Thursday night for the All-American Cup Series here. We got 11 weeks on the year. This is just week number 1.
I see Brantley in the chat. That's who I mentioned, Harpoon Designs. Let's get everyone else. Type in the chat who you are rooting for and why you're here watching tonight. I see 33 people, and I expect every single one of you to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any action here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best streaming service in the business.
Yeah, you know,
like, if I have anything else, what should I do with it? If I have anything else, like Netflix, Hulu?
Well, you know, Christian, these fans are going to hear this a lot, but ladies and gentlemen, quit wasting your money on junk streaming services. Get rid of them. You don't need them anymore. You got Netflix, it's junk. Unsubscribe. Hulu, wasting your money, get rid of it. All that stuff, you don't need it. Trust me, because all you need right here, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. As we're going green, green flag in the air, Conor LaFrance jumps out front.
Get the big jump. That's usually not the best scenario here at Super Speedway Racing. That 08 car coming down, trying to get in this draft. He doesn't go with him. Yes, he does. Stay in single file. The 30 car, excuse me, that is the 90 car, trying to make that bottom line work. He isn't going to follow any race leaders. Oh, he's going to get hung out to dry. That 40 of a friend.
75, Christian Rowdy. He was leading most of this race early on, and then he unfortunately cycled back a little bit. Right now, he's cruising in the 8th spot. Still has his hat in the ring here with your race leaders. Looks like they're starting to break up a little bit here, Christian. Looks like the 85 car, which is just in 13th place, has apparently lost the track.
Yep, I saw this happen at the last restart. We broke into like 3 or 4. I think there's even more than that. Packs. But by the end of it, we were all back together. What's going on?
Right here, folks. Here's what we were talking about earlier. Let's rewind it. You see a push here by the 26. It lifts up the rear end on that 85. Watch it. You see it kind of knocks up the rear end. Nothing crazy, but it's just something you can't just push the hell out of these cars like you used to with the crash control. So we're jumping back out front. Van Pelt, now your race leader in that 08 car as the 40 of LaFrance is pushing.
Watching these cars, they are bumping and banging around the track. And I'm not talking about hitting each other. I'm talking about this track. We all know how the surface is on this 08 Daytona. It is rough. And as the 75 car takes the lead, no, he doesn't, and his teammate in that 77 falls in front of him. They're going to be working together to try to keep this race in their hands.
Absolutely out front. Like that lot lane starting to form, and here comes the 77. Mark Whitley making a run, trying to take over that race lead on the bottom line.
Those Harpoon Design Chevys are trying to work together to take the lead away from that 08 car. Also a Chevy on that high end. He's right on his tail. They know about how to make this bump traffic work to their advantage.
Absolutely here. As we look through the field here, the 08 Van Pelt's still out front. Here comes the 40 though. You know, Christian, if you're out there, you're sitting in second place in that 40 car Connor of France. Are you making a move for the race leader? Or is going to be cruising up high for a while?
I can say who is burning the most fuel on the track. It's going to be the line leader. You know, this is going to turn, especially if we stay clean. You know, and we've had 3 cautions already. I think though we're going to start getting it cleaned up a little bit. So I'm going to try to save fuel. I don't want to be leading at all right now.
Absolutely. Saving fuel is always a big help. Thankfully, in these old cars, it's not as important as like the next gen, but it's always going to help you because next time you come down pit road, your pit stops are going to be faster, or it might help you out and make you take a one less stop at the end of the race.
Moments on pit road equals seconds on the track. So doing that strategy will always pay off a little bit.
Absolutely, as your race leaders, how about this? A big push there by the 40. He is right on that back bumper, your race leader, Van Pelt. But we drop back to the second group here. Christian, what are you seeing out of these guys?
You know, I really haven't been keeping my eye on them too much. You know, we got the 26 of Lucas Strayer out of Elizabethtown. I don't know what state he's from, but he's from Elizabethtown, so leading the second pack right now. And why we got a moment. Tom Fryer from Fryer Medical Center is in the chat. He's asking if tonight's race a little cleaner than last night. I think it's all cleaner though.
Absolutely, Tom. It's actually been a pretty good one. We had a couple early wrecks here, but we had 63 cars registered for this race. Only 40, or 62, I think. 43 made the race, and I think about 10 or so of them junked it and they're already out. But Tom Fryer here, folks, I'll tell you what, while we cruise around Daytona last night, if you missed it, Hutchinson Motorsports TV just put on one of the best events in iRacing history. We had a 69-lap figure 8 race for the Fryer Medical Center 69. We had $50 cash money going to the winner, folks. What a great race. If you're interested in events like this, check out the description on the video and tune into our Discord. Join our Discord community. We always put on events. We're going to have one every 3 or 4 weeks or so. Next one, we got some plans in the making.
Stay tuned. I'm going to get that Discord link and put it in the chat. You need to get in this Discord because this is going to be your go-to place for any news related to Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Absolutely, and boy, what a great race. Again, if you're free later on after this race is over, check out our live stream last night to Fryer Medical Center 69. What a race. These guys, they were hitting the jump, and we were in the old ARCA cars, and they were just flat out junking each other. And I believe Tom Fryer took the dead last, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, as that second pack, as we were discussing what we just were, has caught the field.
Absolutely.
We are now getting... There's a pack a little bit further back. I think they'll catch it soon, but we are side by side deep in this field. The 75 and the 77 have kind of fell back, got into the top line, followed by the 3 right there that we said we got to watch at the beginning. Justin Thompson, we got to keep an eye on them.
So it looks like the top 22 in this lead pack, Elijah Cole rounding out the field, and he's the hometown racer here from Daytona Beach, Florida. Elijah Cole trying to hang on to that draft. And how about that paint scheme? I love it. That brings back 90s vibes if I've ever seen it.
Says we should see him in a reasonably priced car, but it must be reasonably priced because he sure ain't leading in it.
Yeah, you know, it looks good. Good wrap on it, but it's kind of junk. Not gonna lie, he's got a junk motor, a junk chassis, but here he is tagging on to the back of the head pack.
You know, if you're going to have a motor that's a little off pace, that Daytona is the place to be.
Absolutely, but let's drop back here. Here's our second pack. We got about 7 cars here between the 66 of Thornton and then who's the last car in the pack? It looks like it's the 95?
Yes,
I think it's
the 95 of Aaron Claybon.
How about that
Claybon.
half-flat scheme there? That's a little different. All kinds of, look at these paint schemes. This is impressive. These guys brought out some unique paint jobs throughout the whole field.
You know, this second pack, they're catching, I believe they're going to be catching the lead pack soon. If they can stay in line, they're kind of getting out of line as I say that. You know, commentators curse, but if they stay in line, I don't know what the Aflac car is doing. Carl Edwards is trying to call back for, but I think they can get organized. They can catch this pack. We'll be full.
Let's take a look here. Jacob Thornton, he's your leader in the second pack. He's going about 190. Let's see what he gets up to the straightaway. Let's see if he's running that. He gets up to 191. Go over to this front pack here. They're actually going a little bit faster right now, but they're going side by side, so there's a lot of sliding up and down action. So I think you're going to see that second pack catch these guys here shortly.
They're only lap 37. We ain't the halfway, folks. Stick around. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm seeing us with 331 subscribers right now. I don't think there's any reason we shouldn't be 350 by the end of tonight, as I see 29 people in the stream right now enjoying Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Yes, sir, and I just confirmed that second pack is indeed catching the front pack. They're running about 2 to 3/10 of a second faster that last lap around. But meanwhile, your race leader, the 08 Jackson Van Pelt, has no sponsors. And here he is, leading the All-American Cup Series season opener at Daytona here on lap number 38.
He might not have any sponsors right now, but if he manages to win this race, his phone will be blowing up from the moment he gets out of the car all throughout the night. People trying to sign him. He's going to be one to watch. Jackson Van Pelt, your race leader.
Now, Christian, I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking, but don't be giving these people some ideas, because you might be seeing a Hutchinson Motorsports TV sticker slapped onto that car by next week if he can keep it up.
You know, if he wins the race, you know, I think we're going to have to make it happen. You know, we're not afraid to sponsor a fast car here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV one bit.
Absolutely. We only sponsor the best. Unfortunately, though, we did get stuck sponsoring Tom Fryer. He's not very fast, but we did sponsor him a couple races ago. But he'll figure it out eventually. But meanwhile, out front here, Jackson Van Pelt trying to hold off that 40 car of Connor de France. So let's drop back. Christian, what are we seeing? Let's check out this Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last. Hang on here. Still dropping back. Finding who we got. I think this might be it. Right here, we got the Canadian Trevor McLachlan.
Coughlin, I believe, but
who knows?
that's okay. He
okay.
is in the back in a 90-kind car. He's working with these 3 cars. It looks like he's got the 13 and is that the 15 with him? I'm not sure, but you know, one might think they're slow. They're in the back, but one they're winning the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last, a very noble prize. But they're going to be out of the wreck if that big pack up front junks it. They're going to be safe.
Absolutely here. Christian, I'm turning you down a little bit. Looks like you're cutting out as you start to get a little loud there, but we will work through it. But I think we're good to go now as we jump back up front. Van Pelt still leading this race, but folks, right now you're watching the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last of 99. Trevor McLachlan is holding it down. So we jump
Cargo, we got junk. Yellow's flags out. We got junk.
Caution's out. Let's see what happened. Christian, did you see anything live?
I saw a glimpse of it, but my screen went off screen for me. I think we right there. Keep an eye on that car. 14 is it? I think it's ahead of them.
Let me get ahead of them. So the 14 off track. Let's rewind it a little more. See if he got a little help. Oh, he just threw a late block. This is kind of a bonehead move here by Brad Dell. Big run there by the 14. No reason to come up there. Gets smoked off the track. Goes to the grass. Almost saves it. Keeps it rolling. Comes up the track. Oh, and then that 64.
07 on his side. Is he gonna? Oh, we let's go back a little bit. 14 comes up the track, scares everybody. Hits that 07. 07 goes on their side, comes down the track. Does he go into a barrel roll? He does. Rolls it down the track. Medical team to him immediately, please. Check on James Lowe.
Oh my! I hope
he has a very unhappy Chihuahua. I hope he's okay too.
Let's check this replay out. We got the 07 James Lowe. Let's play it here and I'll take you through. So we got the 07 there right behind the 50 trying to make a move. There's the white car on the bottom, slides up the track. We got some overcorrections, nowhere to go, gets stored, and then jumped, rolls over 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times. So James Lowe, ladies and gentlemen, get used to hearing this. James Lowe, that car is junk. James Lowe is done for.
I sure hope he's okay though.
Well, I don't know. Honestly, he's probably not doing very well after that rollover. Let's see if we can get him cleared at the medical center in the infield. Speaking of which,
I can't confirm he has disconnected from the session. He's done.
oh my, James Lowe, he might be hurt, folks. James Lowe has not been cleared from the medical center on the infield. We hope to see him back next week. Oh my, what a rough race for that 07 car, Lowe. So here they come down pit road here. The 08 gonna get some, let's see if he's gonna get some tires or see what's going on. No
Looks
telling.
like he's just getting fuel only.
Yeah, you know, if I'm out there, I'm probably just gassing going till the end, honestly. I don't care.
He's gonna lose a few.
Yeah, it looks like Connor LaFrance wins the race off pit road again. I tell you what, that 40 team has the goated pit crew. Connor LaFrance winning the race off pit road for the second time tonight. So we're looking through the field here. Let's see what else we got going on. Trying to find a
Hard taking him.
Where do you see, is Chris Lewis out here running? I didn't even notice him. I am not seeing him out here.
Nope.
Not sure if he didn't make it or if he's race controlling, but I don't see him out there. Trying to find somebody to pull in, but not sure who to take. How about Dylan Rossenberg in the 91? Is he out here?
He is.
Yes, he is. I'll pull him in here.
He's in that Valvoline car.
Remember the team he's in. He's in the Piston Broke Motorsports, so we put him in the right team. Dylan, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're running second right now. What's the plan to get up to first?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just fortunate to make the race, you know, because we had like some 63 drivers entering the session, and obviously only the top 43 could make it. So I'm glad just to be here. But I've only run one race in this car. It was officials of Charlotte. I run plenty of the Legacy Gen 4 car at the super speedways. I feel pretty good with it, and this car drives a lot like the Xfinity car, and I run probably over 50 league races in the Xfinity car. So it doesn't feel super foreign to me, and yeah, I'm just trying to bide my time here, honestly. We're in range for one more pit stop, and I think as long as I can stay with the lead draft, I have a pretty good idea of what I need to do to put this thing at the front at the end.
All right, well, interesting to hear. Now, how long can you go on a fuel run here once you fill up?
It depends. Like in the draft year on the high line, we were running like quarter to half throttle most of the time, and I'm showing about 35 laps right now after just coming in to fill up. I know we don't run full fuel cells here. I don't remember what it is in the super speedways. I know it's obviously not full, but
We got 13.5 gallons. In the
yeah,
field.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Definitely good to hear. You know what, we were definitely going to ask you what
Absolutely.
you thought the difference was between these cars and maybe, you know, something like the next gen.
I haven't run a lot of next gen, but like I said, I ran a lot of Legacy Gen 4 and Xfinity, and this feels very comparable to the Xfinity car, and I like that. 'Cause I ran, like I said, dozens of races in that car in a league environment, so I like it so far. Honestly, I think it's living up to the hype, and I'm having a lot of fun so far, and I can't wait for to see how the rest of the season shakes out.
All right, well,
It's a great
absolutely.
time.
Best of luck. Christian, you got anything for him before he heads back?
I think we cover it all. You know, pace the car, lights are off. We better get him back to his team so he can go racing.
All right,
Yeah,
best
let's
of luck,
do it.
Dylan. There's Dylan Rosenberg cruising in the second spot right now, trying to run down that 40 car of Connor LaFrance. What are you seeing out of that 91 so far, Christian?
You know, I've seen him leading that bottom line a few times, but I'm going to keep an eye on him throughout the race. He says he's got some kind of strategy up his sleeve to put that car up front at the end, so we're going to keep an eye on him as this race goes on.
Christian, who's your
Pace car
pick
about
to
to come
win it
up.
right now? We're about halfway done. I'm going to start. I'm taking that unsponsored 08 car. Jackson Van Pelt gets it done. Who do you think?
I'm going to go with that 75 car, Christian Angel, as the green flag comes out. Connor LaFrance takes your race under green.
Yes, sir. And Christian's pick right here, the 75. Christian Angel Rowdy right now. Cruising around right now. Cruising in the 6th position. Trying to work himself back up to the front. We're almost halfway done.
Torian's got his name backwards. I was corrected in the chat. He's actually Christian Rowdy Angel. People watching it.
Well, that's interesting. Maybe he can fix his name on SDK for us here next week. But nonetheless, that 75 car looking good so far. He's just cruising in the 6th spot. But let's drop back in the field, see what's going in the back of the pack.
Got some junk, kind of some. You see the bumpers back here, kind of beat and banged. You know, they're trying to keep it clean. Just stay in the race. They know we're 5 laps from the halfway point. Just stay, do the best you can. Stay in the race.
These guys, most of them got junk cars in this pack right here. They're racing hard though. They're acting like they're trying to win the Daytona 500 here on lap number 46, running in last. So we jump back up front here. Christopher Heller right now cruising in the 7th spot. How about that? As he started all the way back in the 36th position, now he is up to 6th.
He has a strategy up his sleeve that we may not know, but we're going to keep an eye out for him. You know, he's going to be, I think, in contention at the end of this thing. But we got so many cars that could be the 08, the 40, the 77, the 75. I think we have, anyone that you see on screen right here has a shot at winning this thing.
Absolutely, and you know we haven't seen the last caution of the night. Something's going to happen, but meanwhile we're going to be logging some laps. And my way to go win it. Jackson Van Pelt out front in that 08 car, cruising with no sponsor.
I want to go ahead and point out too, just for the viewers at home, that 77 car, if we could get him focused on the cameras, his name is Mark Whitley. He is the 3-time defending champion of the league, excuse me. So keep an eye on him throughout the entire season. He's going to be one to watch. I hear he is that fast. Driving for Harpoon Designs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's running Harpoon Designs or if he's a sponsor, but all I know is that 77 car is that fast, and if he's won that many championships, he's definitely one to watch here every single week on Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your favorite driver in the chat. Let's hear some support for these drivers out here risking their lives for our entertainment.
Absolutely. You know, we saw a rollover already. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad a one. But we're right now with Van Pelt out front. Be sure, let us know in the chat who's your favorite driver, who's going to win it. Click the like button on the video. Subscribe to the page because we're going to be here every single week, folks. We've got 3 leagues signed up right now. We're going to be starting a Tuesday night league here in the coming weeks. Then we got our Wednesday night Superstar Arca East Series. And then here every Thursday night, we're going to have the All-American Cup Series live on Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
You know, we've had some technical difficulties getting back started, but don't let it get it twisted now. Nah. We're gonna come back next week better than ever.
Absolutely, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, if you guys would have known the issues I went through, honestly, 99% of streamers would have given up. It would have been easy for them to be like, you know what, let's just skip the stream. I'll come back next week, get it right. Not here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. I did what I needed to do. I did about 3 hours of work in about half an hour. We got it rolling. We were able to go live for you here as we're about halfway done in the All-American Cup Series Daytona season opener.
How many pieces of was your computer in an hour and a half ago, Blake?
Oh, it was completely out, had the motherboard out, everything disconnected from it, had to redo the CPU, installed literally everything.
Let's get the camera on a 19 car. He's back here doing donuts like he's won the race or something.
Where is he at right now?
Dead last, probably. Steven Mendick.
There he is, a 19 out of Jefferson, Georgia. You know what? We're still green, by the way. Let's rewind it, see what he's doing. Get a little better view. See what happened. Oh, looks like
he got turned.
I think he comes down here. Well, here's a 19. Tried to throw a block. Oh, but no, he didn't. The 44 just junked him. Oh, my. The 44 came up. Tyler Whittemore says, hey, loser, get out of the way. From Liberty, Indiana, gives him the bumper, and he just jumped. Oh, my. Let's roll back here, Christian, and see what we saw. Here's the 44. Just comes straight up the track and junks him. All right, so here he is. He's rolling the bottom lane. We play Elias just comes up and dumps him.
You know, I don't want to be the one to cast the blame and point fingers, but if I was going to say something looked intentional, I'd have to I had to tell Tyler that looked very intentional.
Yeah, but we're back live. Well, Tyler, you know, they say the first rule of stock car racing is being able to crash the guy in front of you without crashing yourself. And check the box, the 44, Tyler Whittemore just junked him, and he's still rolling as he's in the 21st position.
But back to your race leader, Jackson Van Pelt, still controlling the pack. Got a lap car. We're going to see if the cars can navigate around it. He's going to open bottom mile. That's on both lanes. Pass him on the top side.
Absolutely, and folks, you're going to learn quickly here. We cut no corners. We got a left rear suspension cam on your race leader, Jackson Van Pelt. Let's hop on board.
So we got cameras all around this track. That car back there say Dodge. What a throwback for sure.
Oh my, as he's roaring around the speedway. Let's switch it up. Go to the front rear suspension cam. Right up against the wall. The 08 Jackson Van Pelt taking the push from the 40 car.
You know, we put GoPros all over Jackson Van Pelt's car tonight. We hoping he's gonna keep them safe. Those are expensive. We can't afford to lose too many here.
With good use of those GoPros. I said before the race, you know what, Christian, I think that 08's going to have race. So I went out there with some duct tape. We strapped some GoPros all around that baby, and now he's leading this thing out front.
Big push from that 40 car.
Absolutely putting on a clinic up front. Let's see right here for now. See what the 40 car's doing. Looks like he's not making any moves for a pass, just staying content there right on his back bumper.
I'd say all four of those cars, the 08, the 40, the 77, the 75, they're working real well together. We're going to see how that pays out for them towards the end. As we are, we've kind of missed it, but we are officially past Hutchinson Motorsports halfway.
Great race so far. We've had some jump cars, we've had some fast cars, and we've had some slow cars. A little bit of everything here on the debut on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. The All-American Cup Series here, heading into lap 55 here at Daytona. Race number 1 of 11 on the season underway. Christian, how are you feeling about this year so far?
You know, I just can't wait. I'm seeing all this action. The past champion of this race fighting with the past champions of the league. I just cannot wait to see how this outcome of this race and even the entire season will go.
Absolutely, this is definitely a good start to the season. Gets you pumped up and ready to roll to see how this year's gonna go. Who's gonna win the championship? We got 93 drivers in this league. Christian, what are you seeing through the field right now?
Now, taking a look back, you know, I'm going to pop back. Let's go to that 65 car. He's running in 20th position. This pack, you know, kind of broke back here all the way. You see, there's the most battle for last pack right here. He's leading it. But you got the cars a little bit further behind him. You know, I'm trying to see what they're doing. I don't know if they just lost the pack. You know, they got the rest of the cars back here. So I'm going to keep an eye on them.
You know,
pretty soon, you know, we stay green. Was that
I
what?
hate to say it, but, you know, a big part of it's got to be the talent level. I'll tell you what, this 13 car, Walker McConnell, sorry, he has been in the back all race long. That 13 out of Concord, North Carolina is slow, and he is jumping here tonight.
You know, folks, if we say your last name wrong, please don't take it personal. We're doing the best we can here. We broadcast 3 leagues. We have a lot of names in our head. Just bear with us. But if we mispronounce it, no, don't take it as disrespect. We're doing what we can do here on Hutchinson.
Absolutely. You know, we actually have, between our 3 leagues, we have about, I want to say we're over 200 drivers in the 3 leagues. So definitely a bunch of guys' names we're learning throughout the year. So we'll figure it out. And if not, hey, too bad.
But back up to your race leader, Jackson Van Pelt, putting on a clinic here tonight.
Boy, he's led so many laps here. This 08 is bad fast. How does that guy not have a sponsor out front?
You know, he will after this race, I guarantee.
Absolutely, and we had a camera pack ready to roll for you, but again, we didn't have time to get it installed. I was going to try to install it on the go, but I can't remember which iRacing folder we put them in, so we might get to that here later as we watch our racing. We get out Jackson Van Pelt holding off that 40 car. But let's jump around the field and check out some guys we haven't talked much about. How about this 50 car of Matt Schlosser in the 12th position?
Riding in the 12th position. He has an interesting looking machine here tonight. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Right mid-pack, he might have a strategy that I'm not aware of. But just keep an eye on him, folks.
Then we jump up to the 7th spot. We got the 23 car of Ryan Tiller. Holding on to the top 10 spot. What does Ryan Tiller have up his sleeve in that 23 car with the Stacker 2 sponsor?
No, he's all pumped up on Stacker 2 energy. Anything could happen with him tonight. Being second place in that bottom line, he just needs to start working with that 18 car a little bit better to get him going to the front.
And how about this 71 car? That is a good-looking car. That's not even sure what's on it. Here it is. Mike and Ike 71 car. That's a good-looking car.
Yeah, you know, I've already said this one time tonight, but this entire field is filled with some beautiful cars.
You know, I haven't really seen any ugly paints yet, to be honest. You know, a lot of times we do these league races, and I think that paint looks like junk, that's slow, that's bad. I wouldn't do that. But honestly, all these guys have pretty cool paint jobs. We got some throwbacks, some unique designs, a little bit of everything here. As we cycle around the field right now, looks like Allison Ricer in the 83 car, cruising in the 19th position.
And don't think we're sugarcoating anything, folks. If we see a car we don't like, we will tell you here on Hudson Motorsports TV. We are not gonna just play nice.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you the best looking car out there. It's the one in the front, the 08 Jackson Van Pelt. No sponsors, but a beautiful car as it's bad fast out front here.
Working with a lap car here in the 06 car mobile paint. You know, kind of just default paint it looks like, but he's going to be okay getting through the pack.
I'm not sure if we can confirm, but I believe this 85 car of Xavier Fontana is from Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure if we can confirm that or not, but it does appear so. Christian, look up where Luke's And we jump back. We got a couple of slow Canadians back here. Mike Husby right now running in the 22nd spot. Not very fast. Right behind him, another Canadian, Trevor McLachlan, running in the 99 car, cruising in the 23rd spot. Canadians not doing too hot here at Daytona. Go ahead, Christian.
First league city I see actually pops up in Texas, so I don't know where he's from. We'll figure it out, though, folks.
Well, who knows? Maybe he's got the Puerto Rican flag due to his heritage. Who knows? We'll have to figure it out. But we do have an Australian in the field, it appears. Ian Silva, rookie to the league. I think he's from Australia, according to my the information I've gotten from him.
You know, I've raced with a few Australians throughout my iRacing career. They usually have good speed. They're ones to watch, especially if we ever go road course racing.
Meanwhile, that 3 car in the 6th spot. Let's see if he can finish this race unlike somebody else. So we jump back out front, the 08 Jackson Van Pelt, your race leader, trying to hold off that 40 car. These two have been out front most of the night, as that 77 of Whitley has been with them as well, and then Christian Angel right behind him in that 75.
Pack to watch, as we know, we're 38 laps to go. You know, I'm gonna keep an eye on that 40 car. If he's coming out of turn, going into turn 3, excuse me. As the second place car, that 40 car might just decide to recreate history and put the car in front of him.
Boy, Christian, you know what we might see? We might see that 3 car cycle in front of the 40 and have a crazy ending, as we did in 2001.
I think anything is going to be on the table, but I'm going to still stick with my pick. Christian Angel in that 4th place car. He's been working with the 77. They're going to work together. I think here soon, with only 37 laps to go, they're going to need to get a second lane for me. They're not going to be able to do it by themselves. Get that second lane for them. Get some people you trust. And he's pushing you along. Get you up there to the front. You can win this race.
You know, absolutely. looks like basically the whole field has gone single file, but don't you worry that by the end of this race, you know people are going to be making moves, trying to take home that win, because I tell you what, I've talked to a lot of these drivers, and they all told me it has been a lifelong dream to win on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. They finally have a chance here tonight as we jump up to our eyes in the sky, the Hutchinson Motorsports win.
You know, this blimp is, let me just tell you about it. It is the most beautiful blimp you will ever see above a racetrack. It is gorgeous. And we've almost got it paid off, folks. Almost.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not going to lie. You know, I've been rocking this Hutchinson Motorsports blimp now for over 2 years. And every time I go up there, I get goosebumps. We bought out the Goodyear blimp. We said we don't want to see that ugly junk anymore. We slapped some red paint on it, and now it's flying in the sky above Daytona International Speedway here with the All-Star Cup Series. So we jump back out front, 08 car, Jackson Van Pelt, your race leader.
You know, something we didn't get to see, you know, we had a lot of technical issues. We didn't see qualifying. But Blake, do you see who started first in this race?
Oh, I can do some quick math here. I do know, let's see, Curtis White, I believe, was on the pole.
Well, he has won the Mike Husby Design Pole Award. We don't have a graphic, folks, but we're going to get you one for next week. But the Mike Husby Designs Pole Award goes to him.
Oh my, did we receive a graphic on that today, Christian?
Let me take a look. Yes, we have one. We do. It's in the production truck. We'll get it up there for you, folks.
Oh, yeah, folks, we can definitely get that up here by the end of the race. We still got a while to go, but Curtis White, I believe he put that car on the pole spot. Hasn't been a great race for him right now as he's cruising around the 20th spot, but he's trying to get that car back rolling and back out to the front.
You know, these cars, they bring back so much history of our sport. They just sound gorgeous.
Absolutely, you know, it brings back history, and it makes me remember when I was a kid watching these cars on TV. Definitely looks just like them I remember back in the day. Christian, do you remember much about these cars?
You know, I was pretty young when I was, you know, when these cars were a thing. You know, I was born in '96, 28 years old. My main era is not this car, but I do have some early memories of it. It's just a beautiful ride, in my opinion. One of the better looking stock cars that NASCAR has ran.
Absolutely, and on the screen you're going to see the graphic here. Christian, talk about our pole award for a minute.
Yep, like I said, it is the MHD Pole Award. Mike Husby Designs. One of the best design companies in the business. Check them out, folks.
Absolutely. You know, Curtis White parked it on there, and I actually learned about these designs years ago. And, you know, ever since I tried them out, I've not wanted to do anybody else. Best designs in the country, honestly. There's nowhere else you need to go. Just give them a Google search. You can find them and reach out. Get your designs today, ASAP. So we jump back out front here while Curtis White tries to get that thing back out front. Right now, your race leader, still that 08 car. Nothing changing up front. We got some lappers there on the bottom.
Lap cars. Our leader's going to work around them, I think, with no problem. But, you know, Blake, I was mentioning how good these cars sound. I know we might not have a graphic, but can we do a little crank it up segment for the fans watching at home?
Absolutely. We're going to crank it up. If you won't be hearing us, we'll be away for a moment, but enjoy the sounds around Daytona International as we hop on board with the 50 car, Matt Schlosser with a Hutchinson Motorsport. Crank it up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we got some junk race cars. Caution is out. Let's see what happened here. It looks like Lilith Peters involved. Let's find out. Oh my, the 18 gets jumped. Man, he had a good race going, and the 01 gets rolled over. Lilith Peters. Oh my, I hope he's all right. That car is junk. Jesse here in the booth with us. Jesse Becker, what'd you see there?
I saw a lot of carnage. You know, we were listening to the Crank It Up and having a chat, and all of a sudden I saw the 18 car sideways, the 01 rolling down the track, and I was like, what an introduction for me here into
Jesse,
the series.
Take us through this wreck here as we're in the Hutchinson Motorsports drone cam with the 01 car, and we're going to play it live.
Yeah, I mean, the 01's just here on the bottom doing his own thing. I can't tell what number it is. That red car, though, just turns the 18 right down in the 01. He gets smoked by, I think that looked like the 11 car, and he went for a tumble. And I'm going to steal your trademark line here. That car is junk. That thing got cooked.
Absolutely, and I believe it was the 90 car that just absolutely junked the 18. So unfortunately, caution is back out. I think it was Kyle Hall. Yes, it was. Kyle Hall is the culprit here out of Daytona Beach. It's his home track, and he just junked a car, probably crossed off something on his bucket list. Christian, what'd you see there in that crazy accident?
You know, that car has Tasmanian Devil on board. We've known Tasmanian Devil, if you're a cartoon fan, to cause trouble. I think he just went into twister mode and wreaked havoc on the field there. This caution, let me just say, with 29 laps to go, this caution might just change everything. We know this is going to be our last pit stop. These cars can make it on fuel now. There's going to be no fuel saving. These cars are going to be all gas, no brake for the rest of this race. You know what I mean?
And the OA going to win the race off of pit road. And folks, for those of you just tuning in for the first time, we brought Jesse Becker into the booth. You haven't heard much from him tonight, but Jesse, a big part here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Jesse, what are you thinking so far with the All-American Cup Series?
I mean, the start of the broadcast was an absolute mess. I'm super glad we worked through that and got that figured out. And it's been really good, you know, ever since we got through that part of everything. It's been some good racing. The 08 of Van Pelt leading a whole lot of laps. He's given me Johnny Benson vibes when Johnny Benson had that unsponsored 10 car and was fighting for the win at Daytona. I mean, that thing's looking good out there, and we might have to talk to him about slapping a HMS TV logo on there if he can't find a sponsor.
I like the way you're thinking. You know, Jesse, I asked Christian this. Do you remember this era of cars much in NASCAR back in the day?
This was when I first started to become a NASCAR fan, you know, back in the day when you had the likes of Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart in the 20 car back then, Kurt Busch running the 97. That's really when I first started to enjoy the sport. And I do have to admit, I kind of faded away from it for a little bit, but you know, as of late, I'm back in more than ever and enjoying real life racing and definitely doing these broadcasts.
Absolutely. And Jesse, do you remember what year these cars transitioned out of NASCAR?
I believe the Gen 4 started transitioning out in 2007 with the debut of the Car of Tomorrow at a few select tracks, and then by 2008 it was gone completely.
Absolutely. And you know what, Jesse? We're going to pull in the 90 car, Kyle Hall, after he just junked the 18. See what he was feeling there in that wreck. Kyle, Blake, Christian, and Jesse up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, this is Kyle Hall, the number 90.
Hey, Kyle, looks like you're just involved in an incident. You might have just junked the 18. What'd you see there?
Yeah, I was just explaining to the guys in our Discord. It might be my fault. I passed him a little bit too late, or right there at the end. I was working with him that whole run, so I do feel a little bad that I cut out of him and try to cut underneath him right coming off the 2 there down the backstretch, and he did go around that lap car. We've been getting bottled up this whole race around the lap cars, so he did go around my hood. I don't know how much damage he's got. Hopefully Josh Dillon's all right, but we're up here in 12th, and we're going to try to make some noise. We've been running to the top 10 most of the day here, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. You know, that's just part of super speedway racing. Unfortunately, sometimes you catch short end of the stick, and that's what happened there. But, hey, we wish you the best of luck before we head out. Jesse, Christian, what do you got for Kyle?
I just got to say, I see you've been here since season 1, and we're in season 9 here. Definitely looking like you got a fast car out there. What's your favorite part about this league here?
The longevity of it,
Jesse, yeah, we've had a good time. This is our 9th season, so a lot of continuity also. We have a core like good 24, 25 drivers that return each season, so and add to the mix. And I was just thrilled to make the race, to be honest with you. The last couple super speedway races I didn't qualify as good as I was hoping, so made the show and trying to keep my nose clean. I've had a lot of close calls in this race, and we got 28 to go, so we'll see how well we do now.
Christian, go ahead.
I don't really, nothing, everything I had was covered, so, you know, good luck the rest of this race.
All right,
Hey,
Christian, Jesse. Yeah, all right,
Yep.
guys, have a good broadcast.
best of
Appreciate
luck.
it.
Hey, which team were you on so I send you the right Discord?
Race day 1.
All right, best of luck, Kyle. We're going to send you back to your team.
Yes, sir.
Kyle Hall out of Daytona Beach. Green flag in the air. We got one on the wall. We're still rolling for now. Boy, what a tough start. And how about that? Able to save it. I thought we were going to have a big pile up there for a moment.
Just got out of the booth. That happens.
Boy, it's just a hornet's nest up here right now as these guys are cruising. Looks like we got it all lined out and everybody's rolling again, heading into lap number 75 here shortly. We're 3/4 of the way done so far.
I hear it in the chat. Justin Thompson very unhappy about something.
You'll have to report into that. Jesse, find out what happened down there on pit road. Jesse Becker, our pit road reporter here tonight, he's going to find out.
Yeah, what I'm hearing from the 3 box right now is he believes the driver in front of him intentionally brake checked in order to give the 3 a penalty there. Race control did clear the penalty, so he's allowed to continue.
Well, Jesse's the best in the business at pit report and was able to figure that out pretty quickly. Let's try to find the replay for us. Who was involved there? Was that Jacob Porter, you said?
No, the 3 car.
Sorry. Hang on, folks. Give me a moment.
Justin Thompson.
Justin Thompson here. There we go. Let's rewind it real quick. We're still green, but hey, we got some time. Why not? So let's go back here to this start, see what happened. The 3 car, he's still not there. Hang on, folks. Here it is. All right, so he's got the 85 in front of him. Here it is. Jesse, let us know what you're seeing.
It looks like everybody's starting to get rolling here, and we'll see if the checkup is in front of them. Yeah, everybody seems to check up. Not sure why he was mad at the 85 if he was. Don't think the 85 really could do anything there, but once again, race control did give the 3 a break and he's allowed to continue, although it did separate the pack already. Only 8 cars in this main pack.
It's good to see race control on top of things like that. When you have a field this large, you gotta have a race control that's on their toes, and it appears that's what we got here. Christian, what have you seen up front as we got a new race leader?
Well, like I said, that caution shook everything up, but you still have some of your main contenders up there in that first pack. The main racing, though, is happening in the second pack. We got side-by-side action back here with that Justin Thompson leading the race, leading that second pack. They say it's go time. They're racing like they are in a lead pack right now.
Look at this 64 car. He is pushing the living hell out of the 71. We might see a junk car here soon if he keeps that up. How about these big pushes already? And he wants to get up that front pack here, down to the closing laps.
Those 2 lines, they are hauling hell right now. I don't. When they catch that pack, they're gonna treat them like they're off the lead lap. They're gonna go fast.
The 64 is giving some Craftsman Trucks type push. Hopefully he knows who the 71 is and they have a history, because if not, we might see some junk race cars here soon. Big pushes from the 64.
Justin Thompson trying to control both lanes at the same time, too.
Yeah,
You want to make sure he's in that lead.
Yeah, jumping up to the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. And Jesse, I know you're down in the pits, but how do you feel every time you see this beautiful view on the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp?
You know, the view is incredible. The interest that we owe each month on it is not, but we're fighting through it. We'll get that thing paid off hopefully by the year 2045, but it does provide some of the best shots in the business, as it does look like the 64 and 71 are able to work by the 3. Those 2, in fact, are teammates, so they are familiar with each other.
They are running down this pack, and I'm glad they're teammates, and it's obvious. They just caught the pack all on their own. How about this? They're putting on a clinic out here. The 71 and the 64 of Stokes and Mullen. They're going straight to the front, Christian. Christian, you're cutting out. Something's wrong with you. Jesse, are you hearing the same thing I am with Christian's mic?
Could be, but as he was saying, we do have 3 wide action. The number 3 car there. He is trying to make a move. Not sure how it's going to work. He does have 1 car with him, but we'll see if it's enough. It looks like that bottom lane might be taking the lead here in just a few seconds.
Absolutely, things are starting to get spicy. There's a 3 car making a lane in there in the middle. We got 3 wide for the first time tonight, I think.
It's an incredible race in here as they go through the tri-oval. Oh, we almost have a block, and he's around! The leader goes up to the 23 car. Multiple cars involved. We got one rolling, the 63 rolling, and he's back on his wheels. That thing is trashed.
Oh my, the 63 is absolute junk. Hang on, folks. Let's try to find him. Can't find him on my... All right, we're just going to have to watch it from here.
To go.
Hey, Jesse, you still hearing Christian's mic cutting out a lot? Or is that just me?
It's not just you. Something's going on here. We'll worry about that later. But yeah, big pile up here. Let's see if we can spot that car that rolls. Oh my gosh, he's instantly on his roof. 1 roll back on his wheels. Gets it spun around, keeps going, but he's going to have some repairs. And y'all spoke about it earlier. No fast repairs here in this league. So he's got a long fight ahead of him if he's going to contend for anything in the rest of this race.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find... Okay, where is the... I cannot find a 63 to save my life, Jesse. Does he have a different number?
I'm going to have to start investigating that for you. The 36 in
he was
Sim,
your pole
Curtis
sitter.
White.
Curtis White, he won the pole award, and he just junked it. Nowhere to go. Let's play it here. So Curtis White there in the 36 on the inside. They were 3 wide in front of him. Nowhere to go as the leaders get together there on the high line. The 23 is turned. 63, nowhere to go. Catches the 23, rolls it over full speed. Junked race car. Only 1 roll, thankfully. Hopefully he can keep that thing rolling. So going back live here, Christian, what do you see there?
I see a wreck that has completely turned this field upside down. With now 20 laps to go, we're gonna have like 19 or 18 to go when this green flag waves. I saw a lot of fast cars get caught up in that. I'm looking at the pack, the 08. I don't see him anywhere in the top. Oh, excuse me, he's 7th. But it just changes the outcome of the race. Those cars that were hard charging are now tore up.
Absolutely. You know, everything's changed here in the last 5 or 6 laps. You know, you still got the 40 car up front, but other than that, everybody's kind of cycled back, and out of nowhere, the 50 car of Schlosser has kind of been a field filler all night long. Here he is in the race lead, controlling this race with just about 15 laps left to go once we go green.
Last year's race winner, Justin Thompson, going into the pits to try to get some damage repaired. He was one that he was part of that hard charge to the front, just involved in that accident too. So very unfortunate turn of events for our last year's race winner, Justin Thompson.
Yeah, and Christian, you talked about Mark Whitley earlier. You said he was the defending champion. Is that right?
Excuse me, that's 3-time defending champion.
Oh, well, excuse me. But yeah, Mark Whitley. So he's going down pit road. He's going to get some tires, going to cycle back. Looks like 18 cars are still out on the track on the lead lap. I think at 19. So yeah, these guys coming down pit road, they're going to have some serious work ahead of them. They're probably going to get involved in the next big one.
You know, I don't know about these Gen 4 cars, but me and Jesse Becker here, we have also had some great runs on that top side when we're talking about super speedway racing. I hope some of these cars can take advantage of those big drafts.
Absolutely, and I'm checking the chats here. And once again in the chat, be sure let us know who you want to win this. Click the like button on the page, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we're coming to the end of this race. We're going to be here 11 straight weeks every single Thursday night right here. Same time, same place, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. But right now, your race leader, Matt Schlosser, I'm not seeing him in the Discord. I was going to pull him in for a quick little interview. Not finding him right now. We already talked to LaFrance in the 2nd spot. And we got Heller in 3rd. So we can find him. Here he is. Heller is available. Let's pull him in here. Chris, Blake, Jesse, and Christian up in the booth. You copy?
I gotcha.
Hey, right now you're cruising in the 3rd position. How you feeling about your chances right now?
I don't know. I feel pretty good right now, but we'll see how it is in about 18 laps.
Yeah, you know, still a long way to go here. 18 laps. That could take a while here. You never know how many wrecks we're going to get. Now, how many years have you been here in this series?
I've been here since the start. I took maybe 1 or 2 years off, maybe a year or so ago, and now I'm back.
Oh, interesting. So you definitely have a history with a lot of these guys. Christian, what are you seeing out there out of the 16 car?
I've seen you just, sorry, driving tonight. I was wondering, you know, running third right now. You mentioned being right up there. You got any strategies up your sleeve?
I'm just gonna go pedal to the metal and go where they're not, I guess, when the time comes.
Hey, that's a good plan. Hopefully it'll work out for you. Before you head back, Jesse, you got anything for Chris here in the 16 car?
Yeah, I just want to see. I see nothing but Chevy logos over your car here. If you need a big old Hutchinson Motorsports TV logo to slap on there, let us know. We can hook you up. And I also see you're a past champion, so maybe you can show some of that tonight and go get this win.
Try.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck, Chris. Still a long way to go here. Hopefully you can find some magic and get it done here at Daytona in the opener.
Thank you.
Chris Heller in the 16 car. He's been here a long time. He's a veteran of the league. Can he pull something out of his sleeve and take home the win?
Cars into 3 with the pace car lights out. We're about to go green with going to be 17 laps to go. This race is not over, folks. The yellow flags, I don't believe are over either. We're going to see them go green here momentarily.
Absolutely. You know, my pick earlier to win it was the 08 of Jackson Van Pelt. And, you know, I'd love to be a noble man and say, you know, I'm sticking with him. But I'm changing my mind. My pick to win it now, I'm going with the 40 car. Connor LaFrance. Jesse, who you think's going to win it?
Man, I couldn't tell you. Pace car is off. Leader goes. We're back under green race, and I couldn't tell you who's going to win this thing. It's freaking Daytona. You don't know who's going to win until it's, you know, out of turn 4, and sometimes you don't even know then.
Well, most people would say that, Jesse, but I kind of know everything up here in the booth. So Connor LaFrance is going to get it done. Christian, you still confident on your pick of Christian Angel in the 5th spot?
You know, they don't call him Rowdy for nothing. He's going to make it work. Christian Rowdy Angel will be your race winner when this is all done.
Christian, take us around the track. We're on board with your pick to win it. Christian Angel in the 5th position.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on him. Is he going to go with that car and just dive low? He's going to stick with his guns up high. Heading into 3, heading around to 4-2. Going to be going down the front stretch, full throttle. They ain't going to be worrying about that pedal on the left. Right now, he is there! He got to go around! Is he going to keep it off the inside wall? He does, it seems, but he's going to go into pit road. Very bad penalty. I mean, excuse me, not penalty, but it's going to hurt him big time.
Had to park it and talk about it. Announcer's curse. Jesse, have you ever seen one like that?
I mean, that was incredible to hear it in a man's voice when his hopes and dreams on who he picked to win get crushed in front of his own eyes. It was amazing.
Absolutely.
Yep,
you know, we watched it live, and you know, I actually did see that live and saw exactly what happened. Looked like we had a serious netcode issue. He just got absolutely dumped when he wasn't even near that car, honestly.
I was about to say the same thing. It didn't even look like he was close.
No,
One thing I'm going to say is, if I bet on somebody to win, ladies and gentlemen, I can keep it done. It's not going to work out for me. It never does.
Yeah, Christian's yelling. He's cutting out because he's yelling so bad. But if you stick around, you're going to find out anybody Christian picks or bets on is a guaranteed loss. Christian, I don't think, has ever won a sports bet in his life.
I think the only time he has is when NC State had that crazy March Madness run. That was when the sportsbooks just opened in North Carolina, so he bet on the hometown team, and I think he used that money up already. I think it's all gone.
Well, Christian, I'll give you a shot. You can get a new pick here. Go ahead, take a pick.
Let's take a look. Everyone that I thought was going on, dude, he seems to caught misfortune. That's just how it goes. You know, let's go with Kyle Hall in that 90.
All right, yeah, it looks like Christian's audio issues are kind of back. You can kind of hear him, but he kind of cuts out a little bit. But he picked Kyle Hall in the 90 car, I believe. So we're going to see if he can figure it out as Hall's in the 10th spot, coming into the start-finish line. Oh, sorry, that was. But we're heading into lap 88 this next time around.
Yeah, it's pretty calm for the 2x2 here. Nothing crazy going on, but all it takes is one wrong move and we could have big junk once again. And, you know, these cars seem to be prone to rolling over. If there was an over-under on rollovers left, I'd say there's going to be a couple more.
Absolutely. We're following the last car in this lead pack, Jasper Crawford, as they're 3 wide right in front of him. He's trying to hold on to that bottom line and get a run.
Yeah, that 89 car with a beautiful picture there on our screen. Hopefully his kid drew that, not him. But he's looking pretty good out there. I said it earlier. Oh! Is that in the wall?
Well,
64 Mullins dropping back. He was just in the lead like a few minutes ago.
Yeah, you know, he's got some damage, unfortunately. And folks, while we were on board there with whoever that was we just talked about, the pack behind him did catch him, so we got more cars together here. Looks like we got about 16 of them in this front pack.
Yeah, I think more cars just might be a recipe for disaster. These people are going to get racy. We're coming down to the end. There's only 12 laps left. When are you going to make your move?
Well, all I know is my pick to win at the 40 car. Connor LaFrance, your race leader right now, heading into lap number 89. Just about, oh, actually, yep, there we go. Just about 11 laps left remaining.
Yeah, your second pick to win as
Hey,
the
Jesse.
40 car. Your first pick to win's only 2 cars back, though.
Hey, I already changed my mind. It's done. It's like it never happened.
Man, I've never rooted for Jackson Van Pelt in my life, and I'm rooting for him so hard right now just to make you look like a fool live on the broadcast.
Hey, you never know what's going to happen, but how about this right now? Curtis White, there in the 36/63 car. Didn't he just junk it and roll, Jesse? I thought there were no fast repairs.
Yeah, you know, now that you mention it, we definitely watched him hit his roof a couple times, and that car looks like it just came off the showroom floor. So maybe we were mistaken about the no fast repairs thing, but you know, yeah, like car looks way too good to have rolled over.
I don't know. I don't think there's any fast repairs. We had some guys earlier with some major damage back out off the pit road, so somehow he just totally rolled it. I remember the hood on the car disappeared and then it reappeared instantly. So maybe the damage model thinks it has no damage. Who knows? But all I know is your pole sitter, Curtis White, he's still in this thing. He's in the front pack right now.
I've changed some audio settings, so hopefully it's working well. I just did confirm in the session settings, there are no fast repairs, so he is just extremely lucky, unlike me tonight.
Absolutely, and you definitely sound much better, Christian, fixing your audio issues as Connor LaFrance, still your race leader with the 16 car of Heller right on his back bump. We talked to both these guys already, and they're in 1-2 right now. Maybe we got a little bit of Hutchinson Motorsports mojo coming off with these interviews.
As long as it's not me picking the drivers, you know, it's going to be decent. 10 to go, brought to you by Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
And here comes the bottom lane, the 50 car getting a big push from the 44. You know, one thing I've noticed with these cars, you get right on that back bumper with some aggressive pushes, you can gain some serious ground pretty quickly.
With 9 to go now, I'm going to say one more time as I put it in the chat live. Join that Discord channel. That's going to be your one-stop shop for everything we got coming up. All of our broadcasts on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We got a big announcement coming soon. Our next event. Get in that Discord. Make sure you got your notifications on and keep an eye out.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that once again, Christian. A lot of people wonder, like, why would I join a Discord just to get spammed with video confirmations and stuff? Well, that's not all Hutchinson Motorsports TV is. We are actually an iRacing community. We're putting on events. We've got people from multiple different leagues. We're up to about 5 or 6 different leagues in the Discord. So a bunch of opportunities for racers to find leagues that race on certain nights so they can hop over, join, and stay on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Head over, join our Discord, like the video, subscribe to the page. Jesse, what'd you think of the Fire Medical Center 69 last night?
Man, that race was absolutely wild. Every few seconds, somebody was rolling or hitting somebody. And for somebody to come away with as clean of a win as they did in Aaron Smith, he did have his own adversity. He fought through the W, And fun fact about Aaron Smith, he's the only driver that participated in that race last night that's not in one of the leagues we broadcasted. He randomly found us, did you say on Facebook?
Yeah,
And
you know,
came home with the prize.
Yeah, I posted our flyer on Facebook, and he was the only one to join that wasn't from our leagues. We had 22 signed up for the event, I believe. And he was the only one not from one of our leagues, and he parked it in Victory Lane. So, folks, even if you don't know anybody, head on over to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You can win some money. Aaron Smith brought home the $50 check last night at the Fire Medical Center 69, the Irwindale Figure 8 race. But out front, though, Christian, how about that 40 car of Connor LaFrance holding off that 16 car of Hill?
You know, he's kind of getting himself out to an advantage right now with 7 laps to go. That might not be the biggest advantage to him right now. He's got that bottom line kind of aimed, but my pick to win it. The 90 Cal Hall leading that bottom line, making his run towards the front. And you know what? That 08 of Jackson Van Pelt might be poking out soon if he sees it. Nope, never mind. As I say it again, he's getting sent through the tunnel.
Absolutely. We've got 14 cars in this lead pack as the 90's getting shuffled all the way to the back.
I'm going to stop rooting for people because they just have misfortune every time I do.
Once again, and Jesse, who was your pick to win it once again? I forgot.
I didn't make one because it's Daytona and I'm not crazy, but can we get confirmation? Is the 18 Bobby Labonte paint scheme still up here in the lead pack? I don't think he is. That was going to be my
earlier.
pick.
Yeah, he got jumped earlier. I think he's probably out of it, but let me try to find him.
Well then, if he's gone, right I'm gonna go with that beautiful Aflac paint scheme, the 30 or the 95, I believe. Aaron Clayball, that thing looks sweet. He's my pick.
There he is, cruising in the 5th spot. Jesse Becker's pick to win it here. He's got some ground to make up. He's just waiting for that so he can get down there and go.
Yeah, see, he's a GP3 champion. I don't think it's going to help him here. Go ahead, Christian.
Say 5 laps to go. GT3 champion. It don't matter if you're a Legends champion or if you made your way around your local go-kart course tonight. We will not know who wins this until the checkered flag waves and you see that car pass. Right now, Connor LaFrance still leading on that high side. Those cars are trying desperately anything they can to form that bottom line. That's going to be the only hope of passing that 40 car of Connor LaFrance.
Absolutely. You know I picked the 40 to win it, but I can't help it but to root for Curtis White right now as he junked it earlier, rolled the car, and here he is in the lead pack with a chance to win it. Curtis White cruising in the 7th position right now.
I'm going to keep an eye on Jackson Van Pelt as we come around the backstretch with 4 to go. I'm keeping an eye on him. I feel like he's working pretty well with that car behind him, the 80 car that is. They keep getting those. You know, it looks like they're going to be trying to make a move here soon within the next 2 laps.
We haven't talked about him really this race, but Drew Kroll out of Ramsey, where the hell Ramsey is, he is looking good right now in the 4th position, giving big pushes to that 08 car. What does Drew Kroll have up his sleeve?
I do have to interject real quick. Jackson Van Pelt might not get as much help from the 80 as we can think. The 80 and 40 are
that changes everything, folks.
Yeah, you know, if the 08 makes a move, the 80 isn't going to be helping very much.
I don't know. This is Daytona. This is Daytona, baby. When it comes down to the final lap, teammates really mean anything.
Yeah, probably not, honestly.
You know, if I had a chance to win this race, I'd turn Jesse Becker, my own Storm Motorsports teammate. I'd turn him for a win this race.
Jesse, how you feel about that?
I would respect him for it. I mean, you only get one shot to win the Daytona race when the league starts out. And, you know, it really sets off a good spark to your season. I wouldn't turn my own teammate, but I can respect that out of you, Christian.
Absolutely. You know, I don't blame Christian at all. I might consider the same thing, but we've got just a lap and a half to go, folks. If we can get to the white flag, we're not going to get a caution, and the 40 throwing a block on the 16. Able to keep the lead for now, but here comes the 16, and we got him sideways. Are we going to get a caution? Caution is out, coming to the white flag. The 63/36 of Curtis White gets sent to the infield. That is unfortunate. Let's see what happens. All right, let's jump over to the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper cam, see what happened here with that 63 car. Curtis White. He's on the outside line. He's got some blocks up in front of him. Everybody's rolling right now. 63. Oh, he just gets bumped there behind him. Turn straight into the 85, sit down in the 85.
Just to go over the rules real quick, we will have 3 attempts at a green-white checkered as we watch this replay one more time. Drone camo to 71.
Oh, 71.
Was that net code?
I don't think so. I think the 71 just junked him. Jesse, what did you see there?
Yeah, I pretty much see the same thing as you. It looks like the 71 just wasn't expecting a checkup at that exact moment. Took the 63's rear wheels, lifted him up off the ground, and that thing went straight left.
Jesse, that's one of those moves when you're an iRacing official. A guy's like, sorry, that was netcode. And clearly, it was not netcode. The 71 of Thomas Stokes just jumped Curtis White.
Yeah, you know, he could have just been thinking about something random, you know, daydreaming a little bit, and all of a sudden, the guy in front of him spinning off his nose, and he's thinking, oh, crap, yep, that one's on me, Chief.
Absolutely, but this changes everything. We're going to get a green-white checker right now. I think for the first time of the night, the 16 car of Christopher Heller is your race leader. He is a past champion here. He's been here from the start, knows a lot about this league. Can Christopher Heller use that experience to get the job done? Or is the 40, Connor LaFrance, going to be able to make a move, or somebody else?
I just can't wait to see how this race is going to turn out. I got my eyes wide open. I probably, you know, I ain't slept in about 3 days, you know, with the Fryer Medical Center coming up. And I didn't sleep the night before that. And last night, it was such a good race. I didn't sleep at all then. And I probably ain't sleeping tonight thinking about this great race here tonight.
And in the chat, Brantley Roden confirmed 0 fast repairs, which we knew, but we just wanted to make sure because we saw Curtis White roll that thing pretty hard and somehow had no damage. But folks, we're going to a green-white checkered here, going to finish out the night with a bang here in the season opener for the All-American Cup Series right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Be sure, check out the description on the video. Lots of good info there. We got our TikTok info, our Discord info, Facebook, all that good stuff, some other stuff in there as well. Be sure, join the Discord. 100% need to do that. That's the first thing you need to do. Then be sure to click that subscribe button because, folks, we need the subscribers. It's free. All you got to do is click a button, and then you'll be done.
I'm seeing 47 people watching now. Make sure you do what Blake just said.
Absolutely, and let us know in the chat who's going to win this thing. And we got a green-white checkered coming up, folks. Anything could happen. I honestly don't think it's going to be one of our leaders right now.
You gonna stick with your pick, Connor LaFrance there, Blake, or you gonna change it again like you always do?
I don't know what you guys are talking about because the entire race, my pick to win it was the 38 car, Justin Ray.
Oh my goodness! There you go again.
You know, you always Justin Ray was gonna win this thing, and that 38 car gonna park it in victory lane here out of Georgia.
You know, every time you change cars so like you win, like you change your underwear. Daggone, every time we think about it, you're changing it up.
Jesse, how you feeling about my guys' chances? Justin Ray and the 6 car. The 38 car 6.
I almost forgot that he was your pick to win it, being that I haven't heard you say his name a single time since I've been in here, but he's in a good spot sitting in 6th. You know, let me do a little bit of quick research here on Justin Ray. He's on Piston Broke Motorsports. I know he's got some teammates out there. I don't think any are in position to help him here. Absolutely. So he might be all on his own up here in the top 10.
Look at that Discord, the Piston Broke Motorsports. That's got to be the biggest team on the Discord. Those guys, that is a big Discord channel.
We can change our picks all willy-nilly. There is no rules here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. I'm going to go with the driver that you abandoned, the one that you were rooting for, and then let go. Jackson Van Pelt in that unsponsored 8 car. He's going to be starting on the 2nd row with this green-white checker attempt. Keep an eye on him as we roll down the backstretch with our 1 to go lap.
Christian, I got to remind you, though, we do the single file starts here. So it's going to be, it's not going to be easy for these guys. They are going to have to make some moves. That's why I still think Ray's going to get the job done from 6th. You got to form that inside lane. Normally, that's about where the lane gets formed. Nobody in the top 3 or 4 usually want to shoot down there to start because they don't want to get shuffled all the way to the back.
Craig Franklin in the chat saying what I think so too. This is going to come down to a photo finish. Craig Franklin is onto something.
Craig Franklin got to be one of the smartest people out there. He is a big fan of Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You know, Jesse, I was talking to Craig Franklin earlier, and he was telling me he just cannot wait for this Hutchinson Motorsports TV debut of the All-American Cup Series. He said it's been a lifelong dream for this series to be on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, and Craig is finally living his dream.
Yeah, that's incredible. He was ahead of the game. We only knew we were broadcasting this series probably, less than 48 hours ago, and here we are. Pace car getting ready to pull off for our first green-white checkered attempt.
Absolutely, field is set. We are bunched up. Green, white, checker, green flag in the air. Christopher Elliott, race leader, the 40, right on his back bumper.
Oh wait, giving that 40 car a shot as the 38 car, dives low. We got cars all over the place. They are swapping for this 08 car.
Oh, look out, the thing is turning on the
Looks like we're going to stay green, though. Keep an eye on those race leaders. The 08 down to the bottom. Under the 16 car will take the lead. Going down the backstretch of Daytona.
Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Can we get to the white flag, or are we going to get another caution?
6 car trying to get the edge on the bottom. We're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. 08 getting loose. He has no help up there. 40 car behind the 16, 38 behind the 6 as we come down the front stretch for the Hutchinson Motorsports. 1 to go. Blake, take it away.
White flag in the air. Last lap around the speedway. No more cautions. They're door to door. Connor LaFrance on the outside. He's your race leader. But here comes a 16. Christopher Heller on the inside. A big push from the 6 car. Coming out of turn 2. Side by side. Who's gonna win it? For the last time down the backstretch, LaFrance on the high lane, getting a big push from the 91. Rossenberg trying to figure something out. LaFrance shows a blocking his turn. Rossenberg takes the lead. They're all junking it. The entire field is junked. The big one
91
just happened.
got away.
Checkered flag waving in the air. Dylan Rossenberg, the only one to make it. He's gonna win it. Dylan Rossenberg, your winner at Daytona. Oh my, what a finish. Jesse, what did you see there other than chaos?
All you can say is the right place at the right time. Pretty much the entire field gets destroyed, and I don't even know how the 91 made it through. You know, he was the one that caught the 40's bumper there and spun him around, and he had a clean shot to get to that checkered flag, and he took it.
Yes, sir, Jesse.
I mean, everybody's
watch this
destroyed.
replay to let our fans know what happened here.
Yeah, you see the 91 look low. The 40 tried to block it. The 91 got his nose in, though, and I respect it. He had that nose there, and he wasn't letting up. I mean, it's the last lap of the Daytona 250. You can't let up there.
Jesse.
And the 91 gets away with the win.
Jesse, I can confirm this is not an exaggeration. The entire field behind your race leader, Dylan Rossenberg, just jumped it. The entire field was involved in that wreck, except our winner. And we got one finishing backwards. The 16 finishes backwards. Oh, my.
Yeah, this is absolutely wild, but kudos to the 91 for sticking to his guns. I believe he had his nose there, and he did what he had to do.
Unbelievable, guys. My pick to win it. Dylan Rossenberg wins it here on the last lap.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
But let's watch this replay. Take a look at the 16 car. We're going to stay tuned right here. Watch what he does. Gets involved in the wreck. Nowhere to go. Gets smoked down to the apron. Almost able to save it. Comes back on the track. That's tough to do with you. We're on board here with Christopher Heller. He's in reverse here. Throws it in reverse. He says the checkered flag ain't too far away, boys. We're going to finish it. To the floor it goes. And there it is. Jesse, what do you think of the 16 of Christopher Heller finishing the race this way?
Hey, if you cross the line, you cross the line. It doesn't matter which way your car's facing. I've seen people win, completely sideways. So shout out to Heller for getting the job done there, getting across the line. Where do you end up finishing? Do we know?
Oh, Heller finished 8th there in reverse.
That's a good way to get a top 10 there.
Any way to save your race. If he tried to turn it around, he probably wouldn't have got it going. Get the tires underneath him.
That
the
was
91.
unbelievable. That's
Oh.
got to be the best finish we've ever had here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. The entire field involved in a wreck except the one to win it. But let's pull in our third place finisher, Justin Thompson. We didn't talk about him too much in that 3 car. He had a quiet day until the end, but able to bring home a podium finish after the big pileup. Justin, Blake, Christian, and Jesse up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
Hey, what a finish. You know, it was a quiet race for you most of the time there, but at the end, the entire field gets piled up, and you're able to bring home a third place finish. How'd it feel?
Well, it makes me feel better after, you know, hanging on and not giving up after, you know, we got in that wreck coming out of the tri-oval. And, well, it kind of sort of screwed us up. It took us about 3 minutes to get the car repaired overall. I got about half of it, a little over half of it done under that caution, and had that massive brake check on that restart, and that totally screwed me. And I just had to wait around and get help where I could get help, so I didn't lose any more time. Then we got saved by the bell. Me and Mark came in and got the car finished.
You know,
and
Justin, what were you thinking whenever you were coming around there and you saw the entire field piled up? Were you just closing your eyes, hoping you can make it through?
here at the end, well, I was hoping they'd go a little bit lower than what they did and not come back up across the track. But they came back up across the track, and that kind of ruined it. If they wouldn't have come back up across the track, it would have been a really good run to the finish there. But, you know, it is what it is, racing deal. It's plate tracks. I mean, these races are such a chance thing anyways. It's not even funny.
Absolutely. You know, Christian, you got anything for Justin as he brings home a third place finish here?
I saw you all night. You know, it looked like you had a good run throughout the race. You know, some unfortunate turn of events kept you back, but I just want to say congratulations on your top 3 finish. I saw you won it last year, top 3 this year. I'm going to keep an eye on you throughout the entire season. Good luck to you, Justin.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Absolutely. Jesse, before he heads out, you got anything for our third place finisher?
No, nothing. Just congratulations on getting third here. Good run for you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Justin. We hope to be hearing from you more in the future.
All right, good.
There's Justin Thompson, our third place finisher. Let's see if Jasper Crawford is here in the second position. Oh, here we go. I got him.
You got him?
Yep, the 89 of Jasper Crawford. Let's get him in here. Jasper, Blake, Christian, and Jesse up in the booth. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, what a finish there. Literally the entire field except our leader involved in the wreck. What were you thinking when you were coming around seeing the entire field jumped?
I was shocked. I felt like James Busher, just 1 spot short. That was 13th to 2nd in a quarter. Is just crazy. I got so lucky there. Just days of thunder in it, left and right. Felt like Lightning McQueen.
Hey, you got it done. You're able to bring home a second place finish. You didn't win it, but you got the next best spot. You got to be feeling good heading into week number 2 of the season and a good start.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was worried about even qualifying. So, I mean, I'm super pleased to finish second. I mean, that's better than I ever would have thought I would have gotten.
Absolutely. Christian, do you got anything for Jasper here?
No, other than, you know, congratulations. I saw you kind of dodging that wreck. Something truly amazing out there. When that wreck happened in front of you, other than survival, did you think you were going to make it through?
I mean, initially I thought maybe everyone will slide up to the wall and they'll be able to get past on the bottom, and then they all came down, and it was like a dance. I just missed them perfectly. I don't know how it happened.
It worked out for you, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse, go ahead.
Yeah, I just got to say, I see this is your debut season here in the All-American Cup Series, and I can't think it's a better way to start it out. I mean, there's only one better way to start it out would be to get that win, but a second place in your first race, still pretty good. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for months now, so it feels good to get second.
Absolutely. Well, hey, congratulations. I bet this won't be the last time we hear from you with 11-week season coming up. This is just week number 1. Congratulations on a second place finish, Jasper.
Thank you. I sure hope it isn't the last time.
Yes, sir. There's Jasper Crawford, our second place finisher. But, folks, it's time for the star of the show, the only guy to make it through the pack there at the end, Dylan Rossenberg in the 91, bringing home the checkered flag. Dylan, Blake, Jesse, and Christian up in the booth. You copy?
Yes, sir.
My, oh my, what a finish there. Literally the entire field, except for you, involved in that wreck. How are you feeling coming to the checkered flag?
You know, with the single file restarts and the way that you had to generate runs and lined up where I was, we were talking in the Discord, there was no shot that I was gonna make anything happen from where I was. And lo and behold, it happened. Some
Yeah,
guys got together on the restart, and I split it through the middle. So I went from like what 10th to like 7th or 8th, and then they were lined up 2 by 2 down the back. I got a good run. I went high, and I think Jackson got shuffled. So now I'm like third on the outside, and then the guy leading the line got shuffled, and now all of a sudden I'm second behind the I think it was the 40 car, and I'm like, holy crap! Like this could actually happen. And then yeah, I had Justin behind me who gave me a huge push. So a big thanks to him. And I hate that it ended that way, but I mean, look, I mean, 40 car just kept coming down, and I went down, and by the time, by the time we got to the corner, I was there. There might have been a teeny bit of netcode involved, but I was already to his inside, and it's too bad it took out literally every. Was it actually every car?
Yep, literally every single car in the field was collected.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, we are so back, baby. All American Cup Series.
Hey, what a start to the season. Dylan, how many seasons have you been here with the All American Cup Series?
I think this is my 3rd or 4th.
All right, so you definitely got some experience here. Christian, you got anything for our race winner here?
Other than I was reading the notes that we were provided before the broadcast, I saw, Justin Thompson, Matthew Weeks, and Mike Husby, most recent Daytona winners. I just want to say congratulations on you putting your name on that list.
Thank you. This league really has been for the longest time a collection of some of the best drivers on the service, and it's been a real pleasure and a real grind to race against them every week during the season. Just grinding it out for top 10 finishes, and this is actually my first podium finish, let alone win in this league. This is huge. I mean, I'm speechless. This is awesome.
Jesse's gonna have a question for you, but last comment I got for you, it's gotta feel good though when you got 90 plus registered racers, 62 signed up for this race, and you bring home the checker. Jesse, round it out. What do you got for our race winner?
Yeah, all I gotta say is, after it happened, I said it on the broadcast that I definitely respect you for keeping the pedal down. I agree with you that you had your nose there, and he came down and turned himself.
Mm-hmm.
You came away with the win. I don't think there's a better way to start off your season here in season 9.
Absolutely.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I was glued to his back bumper, and I don't blame him for coming down because it's the last lap, and I think he and I were clear of the rest of the field. So if he would have stayed in front of me, he would have won the race probably. I might have been in jeopardy of losing some more spots. So, but I get why he did what he did. It's just, when it comes down to it, I had the nose in there, and I mean, of course, I'm not going to lift. It's the last lap, and that's just the way it is because he either stays in front of me or he doesn't. And unfortunately for the field, he didn't. And yeah, I'm absolutely clipping that replay, and I'm saving that forever. That was awesome. I wonder if that'll make the iRacing what is it, the not top 10? I wonder if we can submit that. 'Cause that's the whole freaking field.
Hey, I can promise you, here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we've been doing some shorts after every race, and that will definitely make a short. So you're definitely going to be on that one, Dylan. But hey, before you head out, you got any shout outs or anything to add for all our great fans watching at home?
Yeah, first of all, big thanks to my girlfriend Amanda, who I know is watching and tolerates me harassing her over a text message every a few nights every week. Said, hey, I'm doing this race, gotta watch the broadcast. Tonight's the night. And finally it all came together, so big thanks to her. Well, the race team and Piston Broke Motorsports, you got like a technical alliance deal going on there, so we're like one big happy family. We've been together for a while. So big thanks to them, and Casey for not letting the league die. Like, I know this car was put on the back burner a little bit, or fell a little bit behind schedule, and we weren't sure if we were ever going to see this league again. And I'm so glad that we did. And I mean, this is awesome. And a big thanks to you guys too for coming on super late to do the broadcast. I know it was yeah, it was pretty late, and I know you guys had pretty short notice, but at least from what I've seen so far, I mean, you guys put together, you have a really nice package, so I respect that, and yeah, big thanks to you guys.
Absolutely. We definitely appreciate it. Congratulations bringing home the checkered flag. Christian, Jesse, you got any last words for him?
I think I'm good. Just one more time, congratulations on this race win, and
Let's
I'm gonna be keeping an
go.
eye. Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on you throughout the season, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
don't set the bar too high now.
Hey, we might be sending you some Hutchinson Motorsports decals to throw on that car here next week.
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations. Let's send you back down to your team to celebrate your season opener, All-American Cup Series winner, Dylan Rossenberg. Dylan getting the job done. What a finish. Jesse and Christian, do you think that's the best finish we've ever had here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV?
I was gonna say that's definitely the best finish we've had in a race since we've came on board. Daytona brings the crazy racing, and I didn't think we were gonna have an entire field junker at the end, but we did, and it was beautiful. And the 91 just in the best place he could be, coming home with the win. Cool to watch.
Christian?
Definitely we were looking forward to that photo finish, and we got it. It wasn't at the line. That photo finish was probably when all those cars were tangled up together, just multi-million dollars worth of racing equipment just destroyed right there in the turn. But at the end of the day, Dylan Rosberg in the 91 took it home.
Absolutely, folks. Well, hey, we appreciate you tuning in. I know we had a little bumpy start here of the race, but we were able to get it rolling. We will have things together next week. Again, my whole PC was apart in pieces. Everything was off of it, but we were able to get it together, get the stream going. We're going to have some graphics packages ready for you next week, but we're going to be back here, same time, same place next week. Before you head out, click the like button on the video, subscribe to the page, and we got a special Hutchinson Motorsports TV song we're going to play for you to close things out. Christian and Jesse, got any final words here?
I personally don't. Just looking forward to an electric season.
Yeah, we've got a packed schedule now. It's going to be a fun Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night here live on the channel. So stay tuned. Join the Discord if you haven't. We've got all sorts of fun stuff going on in there. We're not going to announce it just yet, but we might have some big news tomorrow on what our next event will be, and we're going to have a prize for that one too. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. So head on over to that Discord now, folks. But we're going to close things out with the Hutchinson Motorsports Anthem. Me and Christian and Jesse, we spent hours in the studio to put this together for you. We hope you enjoy. Till next time, signing off for Christian and Jesse. Blake Hutchinson up here in the booth. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright.